my name is Lauren.
And I'm Clarissa.
And welcome to our project-based learning presentation. So, for the first chapter, we had to read chapter 3, which was imagining the possibilities. Some of the main ideas in this chapter were how to identify the core processes and concepts of your curriculum and the importance of it, and then how to become computational thinkers while developing literacy for the digital age. And a big chunk of it focused on learning dispositions, which had to do with mindset, habits of mind, and the 6 core functions of learning and how they're implemented in projects. So, the first topic is how to find the main concepts of your curriculum. And judgments are already made by teaching from the curriculum that either you made or the school has made. You're not going to be able to have a curriculum with no bias. You're going to have a little bit of bias. It's kind of already predisposed in there. And next up is identifying the big ideas, which is also the first step of project planning. And with identifying the big ideas, you find the main concepts and how it correlates to the project. The next thing to note is that the teacher's main concepts can be suggestions made by students or come up as decisions. Lastly, the main concepts are also connected to the student's interest in experiences as well as the frame of reference. One thing to note is that students' learning abilities draw on their past experiences. So if you're able to focus the frame of reference into something that they can relate to, they'll.
For the next section of chapter 3, it was literacy and digital age, and the main idea of that section was the Bloom categories of objectives, which were to understand, analyze, evaluate, create, and to remember. And for the literacy part, literacy just means learning to be independent, aware, and productive citizens. The ITSE standards for students are that they're a digital citizen, a knowledge constructor, innovative designer, computational thinker, global communicator, creative communicator, and an empowered learner. What is a computational thinker? A computational thinker is someone who addresses real challenges with technical situations. An example of that can be using coding in the classroom as an assignment, and some fields require computational thinking, and some fields that require computational thinking include engineering and computer science. The main ideas of Chapter 4 are the qualities of an effective project while using critical thinking at the same time, and also how to avoid pitfalls, and lastly, how to utilize a variety of sources for inspiration. What is a critical thinker? Critical thinking is used in education and is a very important aspect. Critical thinking involves not only using logic and reasoning, but also thinking. The next part is the qualities of an effective project that incorporates critical thinking, and some examples of those qualities can be compare and contrast, understand causal relationships, as in cause and effect, to predict, to look at change over time, to determine how parts relate to the whole, to identify patterns or trends, to make a well-founded judgment or informed decision, to examine perspectives and alternate points of view, and lastly, to extrapolate to create something new. The key aspects of the best projects was the next section of the chapter, and some of those features of the best projects can be designed with not many restraints, center on a driving question or main idea, generative, and the project uses real life experiences, or it can reach beyond school to involve others, and it has to be realistic, it uses primary sources, and lastly have a structure where students not only learn about what they are doing, but through the actions of others. To continue on the key aspects of the best projects, some more features include the use of constructive criticism, revision, reflection, and use of feedback, as well as having your students work as inquiring experts, and to have them enhance digital age and literacy. And some examples are project management, technology use, communication, and information and the media literacy. A follow-up to that continuation of the key aspects of the best projects, some more features can also include incorporating learning dispositions, which are risk-taking, persistence, confidence, self-reflection, resilience, and cooperation, as well as having students learning by doing, and to share what they know with their other classmates. The first main idea of Chapter 5 was rubrics and gradebooks. Rubrics are typically used as an evaluation of the student's work, and the book definition states that a rubric is a scoring tool that communicates expectations and concept attainment in growth skills and processes. And the main purpose of a rubric is that it reflects on what the student needs to work and improve on. And the benefits of rubrics and gradebooks is that the students, as for the students, it varies for them from class to class and by teacher. For the summative assessment, in a project design, the first step is usually to figure out what the students will be learning. And the next step is always to find the information and evidence. Once the evidence is found, it is clear that learning has been applied. And when close to the end of your project, it helps to go back and revise the beginning to make sure if it needs an incorporation of some activities for your students. The formative assessment is a bit different from the summative assessment. As stated by Krauss and Boss, a formative assessment enables you to guide their efforts toward the learning goals you established, making necessary adjustments to help them achieve quality results. And some examples of what a formative assessment includes are quizzes, reflections, conversations, and several activities. And lastly, the formative assessment benefits the students, and not only does it do that, but it also helps the teachers adapt to the student needs.